Okay, so having a bit of fun at my back on my bullshit. Uh, basically, uh, got my container working so that it edits video, all that kind of stuff, which is great. Um, and got it all set up on the ECS and the da da da. But then it wasn't actually. I realized scaling, and I was like, what the hell? Isn't that the whole point of this thing? But it turns out you need to actually set that up so that it does scale. It doesn't just like happen automatically, which makes sense because how could it know? And so, like, I've had to kind of go through my configuration. I've got my notes from the project so far. Creating graphics compute AWS containers. um, Watch me just like lose the plot here. Um, so just to, I don't think I can sort of go back through everything that I've done. Let me just make sure that's all working. Yeah, that looks good. On my laptop, it's a bit different. Maybe I could be a bit smaller. And maybe that doesn't matter. Nothing worse than being a weird-looking narcissist because you are never going to be satisfied with what you're seeing. So basically, I created like an auto-scaling group, and it works. Like I get like these alarms based on the CPU generate new instances, but it wasn't like the actual services like haven't been running because it's like okay, I don't see any instances. But that's promising actually. But I realized that the instances were getting put onto the public subnets, which the service definition it is pointing at the private subnets because the instances need to be on a private subnet if you want to do like in and out like external requests because you then have like a public subnet that receives and sends traffic and then a router, a NAT gateway router, so it's like a security thing, I guess. um, as with everything I do, this has turned out to be very difficult, which is cool. That's my thing. I do really hard shit and then immediately lose interest once I finish. And the Lord smiles upon me and us all. So it's a lot of like clicking around. I can't do. Okay, this is good. These were dropping like almost immediately before. Ah. Okay, the closest matching container instance has insufficient CPU units. That's good. So that means it's actually seeing it now, which is good. Um, Infra. Okay, cool. So now it's seeing this, I guess, because it's like on CPU available 0. But yeah, that's great because it's like on Nova Hull because the capacity. I've been making uh, names each time I make a new service, and it's sort of like it's meant to reflect what I think I could do. But then, like I don't necessarily understand. So what I thought was Nova Scale, it's actually that's not what the scaling system, blah blah. So I just like give it sort of like a funny, quirky name that sort of reflects like Hulk is muscle, it's the capacity provider. But it might not be the final one, so I don't think about it too much. So like then when it does become the provider, um, it'll be like Like if that does become the thing that I use, like that'll be it's like musical chairs, but conceptually. Actually, hang on. This is gonna bug me if I don't do this. Making these videos, I like it, even though like it's you know I'll only ever really talk to it'll be maybe a couple people every so often. It's and I kind of like having this like huge like history um, of all my like dev over the years. I feel like that's really cool. And some get like a fair few views. Like, but hang on, this is. Oh wait, no. How do I? There we go. Yeah, this is like every video I've made. Um, I could delete those ones. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, like it's like 4 years of software development now. It's crazy. So that's I kind of like that. Like just the raw volume of that log. It's pretty cool. I forgot what I was doing. Okay. Oh yeah, I was turning the notification because then it'll boot me when it is if someone does message. I could go always on top and put it down here as well, so it's like there you go. Actually, I can hide it for now. All right, so this has successfully deployed. Right, so fuck, what does this mean? So that means it's deploying the task to the fleet, and then this load balancer, Nova Seesaw, is pointing to Nova Flock, which is this target group, which thinks both of these are unhealthy. Which is worrisome. But it is technically, this load balancer is technically pointing at that. So if I go like this, I should get a hello world. Wait, maybe I need the 5500 too. Give me that hello world. Oh, you're dead. Hmm. Okay. So those instances are all running. So I think I load balancer, Nova Seesaw, Nova Flock, 3A76 instances, 3A76. So this 1-1 is so I think this I need to detach instance actions. Terminate. Oh, because I'd already detached that, so these are the two. They're on D and C, and they should be on the. See, yeah, this shouldn't be on the public subnet, and this maybe is the new one that is not on the public subnet. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want. So I think I'm gonna have to maybe just terminate this guy. Instance terminate as well, which I think will hopefully detach it from the autoscaling group. Like to me, this is like as fun, if not more fun, than like how I imagine playing StarCraft is. Like this is basically just a strategy game. 24:3:28 a monitor alarm. So that was this morning, 8:54, so about 8 minutes ago. Okay, so automatic scaling. Let's leave that for now. I'm just going to try that again because yeah, I had everything kind of obviously set up but not working, and now like I think I'm closer to what I need to do, but it feels further away, if that makes sense. Health and metrics. So I think that little dot there might be me sending that request. Because I feel like, for example, it shouldn't have all these subnets. Okay, so we go to tasks here. It should have both of these container instances, and then it's the container. So that's on the right subnet. Each of those is running a task, which is right. That's good. So that's why the other task service couldn't run, because it was like, oh, I need more. These are using the entire instance, which is like, which instance is it? I guess if we go to infrastructure, running tasks 2, and overhaul on B1C, that's full. So it's on 3A instances. Which is on a private subnet. You know what it might be? Because if it's coming up as unhealthy, requests timing out, etc., is that it's it's not able to just do the health check. Like, it's not set up to talk to it properly. So let's see. Novaface, it's got, yeah, same subnets. So is that what I put in before? Yeah, that is the same. Okay, it's listener 5500 Nova Flock, 5500 Nova Scale, one rule, zero, one rule, zero. So I think maybe I'm just thinking the security group could be different. Nope, default resource map, 5500 forward flock to either of these targets because they're what is the flock, whereas this guy is target groups Nova Scale, which is got nothing. So I guess target groups. Instance VIP is obviously the main difference. $300 round robin, stickiness, blah blah blah. I haven't really played with much of that, so I feel like maybe it's the actual auto scaling group in that it's okay. So those are all the private subnets, load balancer, target group. Yeah, okay, so the instance has to be that for that to work. That's all fine. Didn't need to update that. Security group. Is this the one that has 5500? No. Wait, oh, but I only have the one security group, so I guess I'm thinking of something else. Ah, this is the one that has 5500. So this is old semi-default. So if I go to my auto scaling group, and then I edit that, and I say my security group. Okay, so Nova Scale is this. So okay, so if I go to launch configuration, which is here, no. Sammy's secrets. I love giving stuff a funny name. All right, just testing. That's all good. Yep. So go to auto scaling. What else? Scaling, and then it's the auto scaling group is Nova Scale. The launch config is also called Nova Scale, so that's probably confusing me. I think I called too many things Nova Scale. Let's see, I'm gonna try and find launch configuration. Configurations. Okay. Okay, so I think I need to change this to a launch configuration. No. Copy to launch template. Copy selected. Nova Blueprint. And I think each time I have to rename it, I feel like I get closer to like defining the its characteristics. Funny, I'm just like I feel myself getting closer and closer, but still having not. No, you know what? I like it's a huge advance that I was able to um, like essentially like run the container and that runs the software. Like it's just massive. Like and then obviously it's like huge setback or whatever of realizing there's this whole other level of complexity I don't understand. That's the gig. Like that's the hobby. Okay, so right now it's got the launch config is Nova Scale, but instead we want to go to launch template, which we've got Nova Blueprint, which uses. Hang on, just make sure that worked. Like it's comedic how complicated it is, and I if I was doing this for work, I'd be exactly the same as like most devs I talk to that are like enraged by it because they are probably stressed out about like doing their work and getting like someone breathing down their neck and then seeing all this nonsense. But like I'm kind of just doing this for fun, like a Sudoku almost. Um, there. So I can like have a chuckle. I did kind of just forget what I was doing then. Okay, so I'm in the auto scaling group. I think I gotta close some of these. Edit. Here we go. Launch template, Nova Blueprint. Um, so now that should be using Sammy's secrets. Might take a little while to propagate, but basically adding that rule. Okay, so I got these two instances, which are now healthy. So hopefully we'll see the we might need to then restart these two, because what security group are they on? I think I'm gonna have to nerf both of them. Which should then start up two new ones. I wonder how this works. Like if I go to my, is it the studio? Like, that's this one, right? It doesn't really show me anything useful. Oh, I forgot to change the number. Oh no, that doesn't really. Hang on, can I change that? Probably not. Yeah. What's the error? No, it's not made for kids. Did that fix it? Surely not. Oh, it did. That's cool. Unavailable. Oh, unhealthy and draining. Telling me. So now we should have, okay, this guy's initializing. Load balancer. We got Seesaw pointing at Flock. Health status initial, that's something. Oh my god. Okay, so this is load balancer is that. Pointing at that. So this instance, for example, should have security of, yeah, so it could cop the 5500. It's interesting that like ended up being actually important. I did that a while ago and I just felt like, nah, that couldn't be it. Because it says it's like allow everything, but then it's like obviously wasn't allowing that, which means was it allowing anything? So yeah, the way it should work is now that like um, this load balancer. Maybe it doesn't even need the 5500. Maybe it does. Oh my god. What does that mean? Why are they failing? Okay, so the Nova Flock, the auto scaling. So it says they're healthy. So the flock is the group. So it's putting them on these subnets. And then the load balancer is targeting those subnets. Like, so if I look at my subnet notes, it was so wait, the load balancer is okay. So if I go to 5, 10, 30, 200 versus 2, 200, 2, 2, 2, 200, 2. Whereas this one's this is so frustrating. Okay, so both unhealthy, both failing. Okay, so I'm just trying to make a new one. Just to see what happens. Just occurred to me, um, it might be to do with actually the service. So it's got a task there and it's got a task there, right? Which is on 5, 9, and 30, which are these two. So I got each task. Let's see, it's got the okay, so the task. I don't want to deal with that. So it's got that container. It's running. It's running on 5, 4. It's weird, but the other one is running on 8C, which is what? What is 8C? I think it's public balance one. Okay, so shouldn't be doing that. So it's like, no, no. Okay, so this is the service fleet. So update service, task placement, spread. It's more here. Private environment CPU startup. It'll make a new fucking cluster. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new task so I can see what I've done. Actually, firstly, so Nova Fleet is the service update. Okay, because I feel like it shouldn't have. Well, if I go to Nova Switchboard and I look at its configuration networking, yeah, it only has the private subnets, and then it has this DNS name, blah blah blah. So it's the service, which is interesting. Yeah, and it doesn't have any of this. Doesn't have a load balancer. It's a piece of shit. All right, so I'm gonna delete it. Oh no, can I pause it? Get old trusty going again. I'll make a new one. Okay, so what I did was capacity provider instead of launch type. Use cluster default. Service task. Rendering. Service name Nova Ascension. Ascension. Nova mandate of heaven. Deployment options. Blah blah blah. Uh-huh. We don't want you, we don't want you, we don't want you. Like, it can be frustrating when you realize you've been spinning your wheels for a while, but then, like, um, so we do want the load balancer. Problem being is that that won't. Uh, Auto-scaling group doesn't allocate to target group with IP type, but service ECS needs it. It's like a fucked up riddle. Okay, so I'm trying to use the auto scaling group to scale up the compute, but it can only target it can only use target groups that are instance based, but when choosing a load balancer to set up the server, when choosing a load balancer when setting up a service for ECS, it says the load balancer must be IP based. So do I use another approach to scale up the compute instances, or how do I leverage the ECS load balancer for single IP, etc., and auto scaling, or do I connect the service to the capacity for external calls in another way? Oh my god. Okay, so I'm going to go IP based. That's what's needed. So where do I set the instances to increase, or increase, or is it a matter of right now the IP based target? I'm not sure what would increase that. Increase those instances as auto scale seems to only do instance based, unless I'm okay. So it is actually probably this one, which is an over scale. Oh, that's interesting. Where did this come from? It's got like 50 instances running now. Okay. All right, so I've got Nova Reach is okay. So Nova Scale has two tasks running, which is because of, hang on, I think I need to close a fair few of these. Close that, go there, namespaces, task definitions, no, clusters, default. So I've got this service, which is the switchboard's got 2 of 2, which is fine. And then this is my like hello world link that works perfectly. That's great. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the this guy, which has, oh, hang on, this guy, which has, so edit, I think just none then. But then that's what's available to so the services infrastructure capacity provider is like literally just the scale group. Wish I'd have given it a different name. And then it's got a task. All right, so I think I can delete this guy, I guess. I'd love to just not delete it, but okay, so it seems actually ASG doesn't need load balancer. It's creating compute that ECS can use, which then it allocates IP of tasks to target group, that load balancer of endpoint wraps. Okay. So it's got those two tasks. And then the instances that are running should be I'm going to delete these because I don't want to get confused by them. Ooh, load balancer. So I guess I want to delete these two. I like when I've ended up being able to use the original thing. Okay, so now if I do, obviously that's not going to do anything, but if I do this, it's going to do that, which is great. So now I've got this auto-scaling group that is here, that has these are rules. I'm going to delete this guy because I don't think we want it, so let's disable it. So if it goes, okay, monitor ring. Because then also the actual service of switchboard here, it's got, so it's only got one task now? Or two desired, one running. Events. Health and metrics. Logs. It's just some random shit. Services. So I got switchboard, two tasks running. Is what it reckons. 19 seconds ago. Platform. Okay, so I'm gonna do my little thing. My little pie. Oh my. Okay, so cd tests, and then Python load test.py. So I'm assuming that it's not going to work. I feel like I've basically come full circle, but now I actually do have a load balancing AWS, what is it, cloud watch. I actually have a load balancing responsive system. My instinct is it's not going to allocate lower than 20. So all alarms. We should see service over 75 about to get hit. Ideally. Oh, that also could be another bug, obviously. No shit, Sherlock. Okay, nothing is triggered. And all of them timed out. Perfect. Good for maybe one. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Dun dun dun. It's interesting. So now we've got a couple of different task streams, I guess. Can't see, actually only went up to 24. Oh, but that's per 5 minutes, so it's probably closer to, okay, yeah, 75, and then it probably created a new one. I wish this was easier to, like, um, that time just changed? So it's doing 10, so 1, 2, 51. Yeah, so, okay, so 50, is this is the seconds, yeah, okay, so 57, and then this next one should be, that's interesting, it's 15 seconds apart. And if that's 21, that's 12, that's like another 10 seconds. So it's handled 3 of them for 4. So it's returning 1, 2. So it's handled about half of them, and then I'm guessing this other one, maybe that's the one I just looked at, probably. Is that the one I just looked at? Guess we'll find out in a second. So yeah, it's had O2 and then 11. So yeah, it's alternating between, I guess, tasks, which is good. we got pretty close. Okay, so let's like dial this down to like something a bit less intense. Like maybe, okay, so if we go, let's say like 4 requests with interval of 10 seconds. See, just like if that just. So it's got, okay, so we got the switchboard, the health and metrics. So it hit 100. Is this the CPU? Like, wish I could see like task-based. See task-based CPU usage. AWS. Like my instinct is actually that I need to make a task that has the entire container, and then as it starts to get full, it spins up another container. Because what I need isn't discrete workers, I don't think. I need more power. Okay, so one timed out of 4. It's annoying. Okay, so 10, 11:32. Transform. Where is this one? Okay, so if this one is D0 and then this one is 9D. No. Okay, so it's D0 and then this one is 1F. So it didn't run on those ones. Didn't run on those ones either. I think. this got 2 of them, and then returned 3. Okay, how's that possible? Three, 3, 3, 9, 2. I'm not sure how it could be returning. I feel like, oh, that's itself. Yeah, okay, cool. So I don't know why. So that got 2, return 2. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, so D0 got 2, return 2, 71. Just gonna try that again. Okay, so this is right now, it's doing it 10:17, so it's got 2. Oh, it's got some, and then this guy right now is just not getting the tasks. Sounds like it should spread them out. Okay, so if I do that, am I going to get... Yep. Alright, so... Hmm. So right now I've got 1 instance, which is kind of correct. Now if I go to nervous switchboard, this guy, look at these 2 tasks running. This guy is running. I'm assuming these all failed maybe because they're getting deregistered. Yeah, so yeah, 2 worked, 2 failed. So by the time it finishes, it's just like, I'm dead. It's the only, like, I actually don't know how to properly, so it's returning ourselves before. So desired task is to running task placement. It's just random. And then okay. Seem to be back in position where just timing out also doesn't seem to trigger instance upscale. Actually, thoughts get instance scaling up. Just tried removing lowering health check, raising time, as maybe it's deregistering. Okay, so one successful. And then, okay, so if I go to, okay, close that, definitely close that. Okay, so 2 worked, 2 timed out. So what does that fucking mean? Okay, so one came back from this guy, 10, 18, 19. So it's like, received a request, returned it, and then that's it failing. The next one, logs. Okay, so now if I go to the other task, logs, yeah, returning as well. But yeah, basically only returning one and getting derailed by the other one. Okay, so just tried increasing the timeout window. Basically, I think clearly, like if it takes longer than 60 seconds, it doesn't like it. So I need to go back to a longer test. I think it might even. Hey, Minzy? Alright, I think that's gonna be it for this stream. I feel like I'm getting closer. You know, I say that all the time, and it's always true. So yeah, that came back with the results. So I'll just run it one more time, and so this is gonna run 4 requests. And hopefully, what we see is responses that come back that are longer than 60 seconds, but still have the response in them, because that'll sort of tell me that, oh, okay, cool, uh, it's like, it was just a timeout thing and it was still doing it. So, not sure. So I'm thinking I might go, tossing up between going and visiting mum now. It's kind of what I do. Okay, so they all just timed out. So that timing isn't, okay, so didn't affect. Something disconnects after 60. Okay, so okay, so if I go to the old load balancer, TG here, it had up to about 11, right? So let me refresh that. Change this to like 1 hour. Is it because the other connections weren't consumed load balance? I don't know what that means. Requests. So just then I sent 1, 2. So this is like target response time. 55, like that seems to be the the timeout time. So then if I go here, monitoring, I've got the timeout set to 120. So Nova Scale's getting populated by, it goes back to um or maybe it's the task definition here, like rendering 30, create new revision, task role. Should have to do that, but let's not change random fucking shit. That's the health check, which is like not there. It's just a HTTP request with my test app for it uses TP. Can you see any issues there? Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna park it for now. Because I just want to pot around in the garden. It's looking very nice out there at the moment. So I just want to keep pottering. Go visit my mum, do the things life